but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it.
And yet, since she's joined the league as a rookie, she's been abused. She's been abused over and over again by these other players. And reportedly, it's a race thing.
Angel Reese has finally been suspended from the WNBA after her vicious, racially charged attack on Caitlin Clark. Many feel this was a long overdue wake-up call. Ever since Caitlin started shining on the court, it seems like Angel has been on a mission to undermine her success, using everything from dirty fouls and cheap shots to outright false accusations.
There's a complaint about everything. This is insanity. This is all because they hate this little white girl.
And now, even with her team missing the playoffs, you'd think Angel Reese would tone it down, but no. This time, she didn't just target Caitlin, she went after her fans, calling them racists. It's like we're witnessing a whole new level of pettiness. Reese seems so caught up in throwing shade that she doesn't realize she's the one left in the dark. But now, there's no more dodging accountability. The league has had enough, and we've got the official statement to back it up.
That many black women inside the WNBA are resentful that this white woman came in and is getting all this attention.
This rivalry is starting to feel like one of those bad sequels no one asked for, yet it just keeps happening. For some reason, Angel Reese can't seem to let it go. Even though she's benched and not playing, the drama continues. This time, she's taken the fight from the court to Twitter, because why not stir the pot in front of the whole internet, right? Here's what happened. Reese decided to back up Alyssa Thomas, who had already thrown shade at Caitlin and her fanbase, making some pretty uncomfortable claims. But Reese didn't stop at agreeing with Thomas. She went full throttle, no breaks. She flat out called Caitlin and her fans racist. Yes, you read that right. In a tweet that went viral, Reese basically said, "We all know why they love her and hate me. Racism is alive." If there's one thing Reese is good at, it's making herself the center of attention.
All of this conversation around Indiana Fever fans, it's all just misguided over-hatred of Caitlin Clark. And pointing the finger at, those guys, they're the racists, when really, y'all are the racists. The people coming up with excuses to hate Caitlin Clark and the new fan base that she brought.
Here's the kicker. This isn't new for Angel Reese. The drama with Caitlin Clark didn't just pop up out of nowhere. This feud goes way back. Basketball-wise, it's ancient history. We're talking about multiple games, interviews, and now, of course, Twitter battles. It all started as regular trash talk on the court, just two players being competitive. But Reese? She's taken it far beyond that. This isn't just about who's better at dribbling or scoring anymore. She's made it clear that it's about something much bigger. Who gets the spotlight and why? In her eyes, race plays a huge role in that.
Caitlin Clark goes to work every day and plays basketball well. And she stays off of social media. She's not subtweeting. She's not doing all this. She's not doing any extracurricular things. And people are still involving her in drama that has nothing to do with her.
Angel Reese's need to be the center of attention feels like a never-ending reality show that no one asked for, but somehow it keeps getting renewed. She's relentless. Whether it's her post-game antics, controversial interviews, or stirring up drama on social media, Reese has mastered the art of grabbing the spotlight. Remember that "you can't see me" hand gesture she threw at Caitlin Clark? Oh yeah. That moment was bold, brash, and went viral instantly. The internet couldn't get enough of it for about 2 days. Then, just like that, it disappeared, fading faster than a TikTok trend. The media moved on just as quickly. What should have been a career-defining win for Angel turned into a short-lived viral moment, and for all the wrong reasons. People were talking about her, but not because of her skills, more because of her over-the-top behavior.
She instigated this kind of stuff. Let's call it what it is. She was waving. She was doing the Cena. How about what she did to Raven Johnson? She didn't just go into the lane and not guard her against South Carolina in the national semifinal. She waved her off. She didn't mind being disrespectful.
And don't even get me started on the interviews that followed. You'd think winning a championship would be the perfect chance to establish herself as a true star. But no, Reese chose to go full drama queen. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, she casually claimed that people only watch the WNBA because of her.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Exactly. It's like she thinks she's the Beyoncé of the WNBA or something, but she's not. Not only is that delusional, it's just plain wrong. WNBA viewership has been growing for years, and newsflash, it's not because of one player. Once again, people talked about her for a few days, mostly laughing, and then moved on. The real player bringing in the fans and viewers is Caitlin Clark.
Exactly right. Just to put some meat on those bones, via Forbes, okay, they have the highest audience they've seen in 24 seasons in the WNBA games. Televised games with Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever averaged 1.18 million viewers compared to 394,000 for all other games. There were a record 22 games that averaged over 1 million viewers, 19 of which involved Caitlin.
Then there was that infamous interview with Complex Sports, where Reese tried to play the misunderstood villain card. She was like, "I'll be the villain if that's what they need." But here's the thing, villains in sports only work when there's an actual story behind them. Reese's version of a bad guy feels more like a desperate attempt to stay relevant than a well-crafted persona. Sure, being a villain can be fun. Just look at LeBron during his Miami Heat days. But the difference is, LeBron was dominant. He had the skills to back up his trash talk. Reese, on the other hand, hasn't quite reached that level. It's like she's trying to wear the villain crown, but it keeps slipping off because there's no solid game to support it.
Yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role.
And let's not overlook her go-to move, the race card. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely racial bias in sports, and that's not up for debate. But Reese's timing with her comments often feels like a deflection. When people criticized her for taunting Caitlin after the NCAA championship, she quickly shifted the focus to race, claiming that if Clark had done the same, no one would have cared. Is there some truth to that? Probably. Society does tend to view confident black women differently than white women. But let's be honest, it wasn't just about what Reese did, but how over the top she made it. By immediately framing it as a race issue, she shut down any real discussion about sportsmanship, turning the whole thing into a black and white debate, pun intended, that overshadowed everything else.
Angel Reese is nothing.
All right, let's dive into the media circus. Many big-name commentators are calling out Reese for what her actions really look like, a desperate grab for attention. Stephen A. Smith, known for never holding back on First Take, wasted no time criticizing her antics. He pointed out that all the drama she's stirring up is just a huge distraction from what truly matters, basketball. He acknowledged that she has talent, but asked, "When are we going to talk about her game?" And honestly, he has a solid point. When's the last time we talked about a great play Reese made? Instead, it's always about what she said, who she called out, or the drama she stirred up on Twitter. Stephen A. basically told her, "Girl, stop talking and start playing." She's just upset because Caitlin has proven herself to be the better player.
But keep your spirits up, because you're at a decisive advantage, Angel Reese. You're at a decisive advantage because they made the mistake of letting you know who they are.
But wait, Stephen A. wasn't done. He dug even deeper, suggesting that Angel Reese's obsession with Caitlin Clark isn't really about basketball anymore. If this were just about the game, he argued, it would have ended months ago. And let's be honest, that's the truth. This feud should have faded away after the championship game's final buzzer, but Reese keeps it alive like it's some soap opera we're all forced to watch. Stephen A. is calling her out for this, saying that her constant stirring of the pot is doing more harm than good, not just for her, but for women's basketball as a whole.
Don't you know she's a black queen? You don't question black queens. You pander to them. You worship them. You venerate them. You do not question. Don't you understand that they are the modern day Jesus Christ of America? black women, the Yas queens. Hear them roar. Just exhausted.
Then there's Jason Whitlock, who never holds back with his brutally honest takes on his Fearless show. Back in June 2023, he didn't even try to soften the blow. He flat out labeled Angel Reese as racist, making it clear there was no discussion to be had. Whitlock was straightforward, saying that Angel and other players who dislike Caitlyn see themselves as gods who can do whatever they want.
We're not allowed anymore to show the #1 draft pick in the WNBA draft as opposed to Angel Reese, a woman who can't run. I mean, next time you watch Angel Reese play, yes, she can play. She's a good player, but she can't run. But we're not allowed to show the #1 pick in the draft, the most dynamic player, including everybody. Why? Well, because it's racist. Yes, it's racist according to the idiot.
Now, let's talk about Clay Travis, the guy who thrives on calling out hypocrisy. He didn't hold back when addressing Reese's favorite talking point, her accusations of racism. Travis went straight for it, labeling her claims as a cheap trick to deflect from the criticism she's facing. His argument? Reese isn't being called out because she's black. She's being called out because of her behavior, and there's a big difference. He pointed out that Caitlin Clark, who is white, has faced her fair share of hate too. Let's not pretend she's had it easy. Travis highlighted that Clark dealt with backlash after dominating the 2023 NCAA tournament. According to him, this isn't a race issue, it's a personality issue, and Reese is just playing the race card to avoid taking responsibility.
What she's really doing is following the playbook. It didn't go well for me. White girl is successful. White girl more popular. White girl must be bad. Bad white girl. We see it in politics with bad orange man. And of course her fans are racist. You racist! Damn it.
Finally, we arrive at the ever-opinionated Skip Bayless, who, as always, had a lot to say on his show Undisputed in July 2023. Bayless suggested that Reese's constant jabs at Caitlin Clark reveal something deeper, her insecurity. He pointed out that it's clear she can't let this go because she feels insecure about her place in the game. Honestly, that might be the real truth here. Bayless argued that Reese's ongoing obsession with Clark, even months later, is less about competition and more about feeling threatened by Clark's success.